Society Hill has some of the best 18th and 19th century architecture in all of the United States. Its charming row homes, cobblestone streets, and gorgeous mansions all contribute to its unique charm and appeal right here in Center City, Philadelphia. Welcome to Society Hill, an upscale neighborhood and one of the most desired neighborhoods in all of Center City, Philadelphia. In this video, we're gonna break it all down for you so that you know if you should move to Society Hill and call Society Hill your home. All right, let's dive in. Hey everyone, this is Chris Fuhrman, and this is my channel, Living in Center City, Philadelphia. Welcome, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. And if this is your first time to the channel and you want to learn more about what it's like to live in Center City, Philadelphia, make sure to tap that subscribe button below and click that bell right next to it so that you're notified each and every time we put out a brand new video. We actually get a lot of folks that are reaching out to us looking to relocate to the Center City, Philly area, and we love helping them out. So if that's you, if you're thinking about making a move in the next 6 months, 6 years, or really whatever, it's never too early to start getting actual information. So reach out if you have any questions about particular areas, neighborhoods, condo buildings in the area, or really anything else. Don't hesitate to call, text, or email me, and I'd love to help you out. We really do live and breathe Center City, Philadelphia. All right, so where is Society Hill located? Well, loosely defined, the neighborhood is located between 8th Street and the Delaware River, and between Walnut on the north and Lombard Street to the south. It's east of Washington Square and south of Old City. So you'll be close to Washington Square if you like hanging outside, enjoying the outdoors, taking your dog for a walk, or just enjoying the scenery. It's a great amenity of the area. This area also borders Penn's Landing and all that that area has to offer. The area is touching Old City and very close to Independence Hall and the Liberty Bell and the nation's historic sites. Speaking of historic things, there's a ton of history here. Society Hill is one of the oldest neighborhoods in Philadelphia, really where Philadelphia started to take shape. Its critical access to the Delaware River was really key to its prominence back in the day. After Old City, Society Hill is probably one of the most historic neighborhoods in Philadelphia. According to the Society Hill Civic Association, Society Hill contains some of the largest concentration of 18th and 19th century buildings in the entire United States. This area is home to the nation's oldest hospital, founded in 1751 by Ben Franklin, and there's a number of famous old churches here and a lot of homes that were once lived in by many prominent individuals. So why would you want to consider living in Society Hill? Let's dive in. So these are 6 reasons why I think you should potentially consider living in Society Hill. First up, you're going to get a residential feel here. Most of Society Hill is residential and has a residential city vibe to it. You're going to be a bit removed from the heart of Center City, let's say like Rittenhouse, where there's a lot more activity constantly. So if you want that, this is probably not the area for you. If you really want the activity constantly, Rittenhouse Square might be better for you. There's definitely a lot to do here. Society Hill is still a great area, but it's just going to be a little bit more removed from that, a little bit more low-key. You will still get some tall buildings here, depending on which part of the neighborhood you live in, but the neighborhood really does have a low-key vibe. Many of the areas here are really great for families. There's lots of green space, parks, gardens, a few new green space initiatives that are in the works, which will be exciting for the area. All right, my next reason why you might want to consider living in Society Hill is the character, charm, and the historical preservation aspect that you get here. As mentioned earlier, there's a lot of history here, so Society Hill is not for everyone. If you could care less about history, historical preservation, charm, and you want, like, let's say, a brand new home with white walls and perfectly paved sidewalks, this is definitely not the best neighborhood for you. Though you could live in a remodeled high-rise condo, and I suppose you could still be happy in the area. A lot of folks love this area because of the historical aspect. There's a lot of homes here that are really well preserved on the outside. They got that historical look. The insides generally for a lot of the homes here are going to look not modern. They're going to be redone. Some of them for sure can be a little bit older, so you'll have an opportunity when those come on the market to put your design flair and really create your own space in there and potentially get a little bit more of a deal than obviously a very modern, move-in ready, completely remodeled home in the area. So you'll have your options of those, but the exteriors are going to look and have that historical, older feel, and if that's what you're looking for, this is a really, really great area. Now, many of the areas here do have cobblestone streets, so if you don't want to deal with that, this is not the area for you, but they really do look beautiful, and a lot of folks love them. And the community here really is committed to preservation, so if that's not you, if you really can care less about any of that stuff, this might not be the best area for you. All right, my third reason why you should consider living in Society Hill is the convenience and walkability. Really, like many neighborhoods in Center City in particular, living here is pretty convenient and walkable. You've also got lots of public transit options. They're really good in the area. You can walk to the bus stop or hop on the L to get around and navigate the area. It's not that far. Or you could, of course, use a bike, or scooters are growing in popularity in the area, so you can use all of those to get around pretty easily. Now, if you do want a car in the area, you could do street parking, or you could rent a spot, or you could, of course, purchase a home that does come with a spot or a garage. There are some options in this area where you can actually park in a smaller gated community. There aren't too many of those, but there are some of those, and I can recommend those options. So they're really nice. Of course, those are going to come with a premium, that little more gated community feel, where you can put your car essentially right outside your house. You'll also be close to 95, Interstate 95 here, so if you need to hop on the highway, get to South Jersey, North Jersey, or different parts of the area, then that is a very convenient option for you. All right, next up we have Nightlife. Now, although we've already talked that this area is mostly a residential feel, you still will have a lot of options nearby, a lot of restaurants, bars, and nightlife. You've got areas like Head House Square, where there's a lot of restaurants there. There's a farmer's market that they do there. You can enjoy the bar and restaurant scene. So there is that nightlife. Again, it's just a little bit more residential, but you can still easily access the nightlife. And of course, you're close to South Street as well for the nightlife that has, with bar, restaurants, and a ton of other attractions that South Street has. Now, I've already mentioned that this area is great for families, but it's also great for young professionals that want that nightlife, and also great for retirees as well. Really, this area is great for everyone. It's a really lovely part of the city, and you'll definitely want to add it to your list. Another reason why you should consider Society Hill is due to the urban revitalization. This area has actually gone through a massive revitalization really since the 60s, and it's actually, interestingly enough, a textbook example often cited by others that are studying and looking to revitalize their particular neighborhood in the city. Now, that being said, although there's been a lot of revitalization here, there really is still more growth to be had. The local Society Hill Civic Association here is very active and is committed to seeing this area prosper for all. One of the initiatives that they're working on right now is for a new green space for Fuhrman Plaza, which really will benefit the community. Also, the city just broke ground on a massive $329 million project to build an 11.5-acre park at Penn's Landing that will reconnect the city to the river. This will be a massive green space amenity for the city and will add value to Society Hill and to Old City residents. This project has been a decade in the making and finally just broke ground back in September of 2023. Now, if you don't live in Philly yet and you're still trying to figure out, should I move to Philly? Is this a good area for me? This is actually one reason for you to consider. Philly is committed to growing its prominence and has a number of projects like this that are going on throughout the city. Check out my videos linked in the description if you want to learn more about why you should move to Philly. All right, before we move on to talk about real estate, the last reason why I think you should consider living in Society Hill really is kind of the summary of the area, if you want the quintessential Philly living experience. And I thought this person's neighborhood review that I found online was a really good summary of this area, so I'm going to read it for you. Living in Society Hill is the quintessential Philly living experience. Every day, I'm surrounded by historic row homes, brick sidewalks, and quaint cobblestone alleys, shaded tree-lined streets. I am within walking distance to some of the city's best restaurants, including a number of cuisines from throughout the world, craft beers, gastropubs, and more. The area manages to strike the perfect balance between being quiet and family-friendly, but also fun and lively with plenty of great bars and nightlife. It's perfectly situated along numerous public transit routes which allow for a quick commute to work in the mornings. How amazing is it that I get to walk by Independence Hall and the Liberty Bell on my way to the train each morning? So there you have it, some good reasons to consider moving to Society Hill. Now, before we dive into real estate here, as much as we love making these videos, I love helping people relocate to the Center City Philly area even more. So if you're remotely considering moving to the area in the next few months or even the next few years, it's really never too early to get actionable information. So give us a call, send us a text, or shoot us an email so we can help you out and keep you up to date on what's going on in Center City Philly. And we really are Center City Philly area specialists, and we'd love to help you find your next dream home. So if living in Society Hill sounds appealing to you, what are your housing options? Well, as we talked about earlier, you're gonna have a lot of older 18th century and 19th century homes here. So you can expect to see a charming, older facade on the outside and typically beautifully remodeled on the inside. Now, you'll certainly have homes for sale that are gonna have outdated interiors, and those will afford you the opportunity to put your design flair on the remodel. You'll have mid and high-rise condo options as well, and there are beautiful condos on Washington Square to choose from, overlooking the square, which is a really awesome amenity. You'll also have ultra-modern and ultra-luxury newish 500 Walnut condominiums here, overlooking Independence Square and Hall. Now, those are in the multiple of millions, so they're very high-end, very ultra-luxury. You'll also have the iconic Society Hill Towers, designed by the renowned architect who designed the Louvre in Paris, which is pretty cool. There are 3 30-story buildings with 614 units, which were developed on a 5-acre space. They're really beautiful. To give you an idea of the pricing in the area, the median home price was somewhere around $660,000 in Society Hill for all homes, so townhomes and condos combined. Now, when you exclude condos, the median sale price in 2022 goes to around $1 million. So if you want a townhome, it's gonna be higher than a condo naturally. So pricing is all over the map in this neighborhood, really like everywhere in the city, but here are some helpful guidelines. So for a 1-bedroom condo, you might want a budget of somewhere around $250,000 to $500K. For a 2-bed condo, maybe $400,000 to $800,000 would be a healthy budget. And again, as mentioned earlier, if you want an ultra luxury new modern condo, you're going to want $1 million plus, potentially high twos for something really ultra luxury and modern in the area. And a budget for a 3+ bedroom townhome, you're going to want at least $700K to start and going really quickly up to $2 million. And to give you some more pricing insights, 44% of those 3-bedroom plus townhomes that sold in 2022 sold for $1 million or greater, just to give you some perspective. Just text me if you have any questions about pricing Society Hill. I know it can be a little bit complicated. I would love to help you out. And if you're ready to make this particular neighborhood your own, reach out to me and I'll take on a tour of the area, show you what I like, and show you some homes in the area. And if you want to check out another awesome neighborhood tour in Center City, Philly, check out this neighborhood tour right here in Fittler Square. You could also see all my neighborhood tours below in the description. If you don't want to check out Fittler, check out one of the others. All right, take care, guys.